covering the community, the people, events, and issues of Georgia, Carolina. This is the Means Report. Now, from the studios of WJBF News Channel 6 in Television Park in downtown Augusta, here's Brad Means.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Means Report. Thank you so much for spending part of your Sunday with us. We appreciate it. We know that you're busy taking care of summer vacations, watching the children, and just generally trying to withstand this heat. And so we're grateful that you're taking a half hour out of your schedule to be with us here on the Means Report. What an exciting day we have today. A special day, really, to share a couple of items with you that have impacted this community over the better part of the past 6.5 years, referring specifically to that horrific early morning in January 2005 when a train went off the tracks in Graniteville. The subsequent chlorine spill claimed 9 lives, a town devastated and forever changed, but not without hope for the future. We're going to look to that future in 2 ways today. First of all, a documentary that's about to make its debut at the Imperial Theater. Secondly, a study that you might be able to participate in or know someone who can, that can help study what happened that morning, and in particular the long-term effects that chlorine spill is still having. So we want to go over that over the next 30 minutes or so, and we want to begin with some old friends here at the Means Report. Bryan Williams and Denton Adkinson, they own Bryton Entertainment. They've been very busy since their last visit when I think we were talking about the Tuskegee Airmen and talking about your initial work on this Graniteville past, present, and future project. Congratulations on finishing it, first of all.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brad.
Listen, this was a difficult project to do because it took a lot of time. It took a lot of interviewing, but also emotionally difficult because you're covering a subject that, even though it's 6.5 years later, is still very fresh in people's minds.
Absolutely.
We didn't realize when we first started doing the research, I didn't even realize 2 of the people I knew were 2 of the ones that were deceased in the accident. So, you know, you're talking about hitting close to home. Graniteville, we're from this area, you know, Augusta, North Augusta area. And so when you start doing a story like this, like you said, you're so close to it, and you really want to be able to tell a positive story, and you really want to be able to you just want to kind of get it out there and just be able to let people have some kind of closure and let people know that you gotta move forward.
I want people to see a clip that we have, a trailer of the movie. But before we get to that, I want to ask you, Denton, if the townspeople of Graniteville had any issues with the movie, because you don't shy away from the train wreck part of it.
Right.
You look at the past, you look at the present, and you look at the future. The 2 parts that are dealing with old Graniteville and future Graniteville are fine. But y'all didn't shy away from that January 6th tragedy, did you?
Well, as Bryan said, you know, we wanted to show it. We wanted to give it the value that it the respect that it needs. Mm-hmm. But we also, you know, we wanted to portray it in a positive light as far as the town was founded by a man named William Gregg in the 1840s, mm-hmm. and he was a visionary, way ahead of his time. And what he instilled in the people is what really got them through the train wreck. And you know, everybody came together. I mean, there were numerous stories of people, you know, banding together and helping each other out. Stories of people getting in their pickup trucks, driving down, and helping people get out of the area. So, you know, we wanted to portray that yes, it's an event that happened. It is part of the history of Graniteville, but as a result of it, you know, people are moving forward and they're trying to bring the town back to the heyday of it was when William Gregg was there.
Yeah, it's kind of like his spirit's still alive.
You mentioned, Brad, how did they take it, or what did they think, some of the residents? I don't think we've ever met an area just that's so helpful. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, everybody wanted to know, everybody wanted this story to come out. A lot of people wanted to know exactly what happened on the train wreck, because there's kind of a lot of controversy going around, and
right.
we don't like controversy, but we're just going to kind of present the facts. Mm-hmm. And it was incredible. We had a showing in Graniteville at one of the old mills, and over 500 people showed up and a standing ovation. And we deflect that. I mean, we're a Christian company, so of course we're going to deflect it to God, but I think that it's incredible that one of the residents came up and said, you know, guys, you could have went a lot of ways with this, but you just stayed moving forward. Just like that train, kind of, you just keep moving forward.
That's
and you
right.
know that we've got to move forward. Respectfully, like you said.
It was impressive to watch, and it is a first-class production. You hear sometimes the term production value. This is high-end. It looks like something you would see if you went to a big theater to catch a summer blockbuster. And I want you to take a look at it right now so you can get a feel for what's coming up at the Imperial Theater July 9th, and so you can understand why you need to get your tickets for that event now. Graniteville, past, present, and future from Bryton Entertainment.
And you know what? I believe, no, I know. She has a fighting spirit.
When I was growing up, we used to say people lived on the wrong side of the track. Graniteville is surrounded by tracks, but this is the right side of the track.
Far too long has the South crippled its own industry with little inconveniences and unnecessary restrictions, which are trifles when compared to the magnitude of the good and prospect.
In 1845, William Gregg built the South's first large-scale mill in the town that became known as Graniteville.
You know, this old town sure has a lot of history.
The target's wrong!
Approximately 2:39 a.m. we received a call that a train had possibly hit a building in Graniteville.
You knew that something bad had happened.
You have to imagine you're in a place that you can't see anything around you except a white fog.
You couldn't hear anything. No dogs barking, no birds chirping, no random truck driving by. All you could hear was the railroad crossing bells, just consistently clanging over and over, and nothing else. No wind stirring, nothing.
When you're in a situation where there's nothing you can do, that's all you can rely on is prayer. I find myself a lot of times at the anchor desk when I have to read a story. I pray silently for the ears that it's going to fall on.
You reinvent yourself. That's a good illustration of not only people reinventing themselves, but companies reinventing themselves.
The oldest book in the Bible is Job, and he was the wealthiest man in the East, and he said he spent his time sitting in the city gates seeing who had a tear in their eye. And he took care of the widow, the orphan, the poor, and the needy, and he became the most blessed man there was. And then in even his times of transition and difficulty, he still continued to say, no, I know I didn't make a mistake because I took care of the widow, the orphan, the poor, and the needy by sitting in the city gates. And not only was he blessed again, because right thinking will take you past difficult times.
And what a documentary it is. Tell the folks about the upcoming debut at the Imperial Theater on July 9th, and if they can, how they can get tickets at this point.
Yeah, you'll start seeing all the promotions and the interviews and the commercials, especially the Means Report.
That's right.
With the showing for the Imperial Theater, July 9th. It's a 7 p.m. start time. You can get tickets at the Imperial box office or at the Imperial Theater. I think it's www.imperialtheater.com or www.ticketsage.com. But yeah, they're $15 a piece. A huge percentage of the proceeds are actually going back into the community with one of the nonprofit organizations in the community. So yeah, it's just going to be a really inspirational movie. It's a really fun, believe it or not, it's a fun evening. It's an exciting evening because you're taking people who, when this train wreck happened, it took almost a year and a half to get the mills up and running again. Mm-hmm. As soon as they got them up and running again, Avondale left. Yeah. When Avondale leaves, that's it. All the mills close.
And you would think in a town that's a mill town, without a mill it would be nothing. But then you see and hear from visionaries like Weldon Wyatt and other community leaders who say, no, even though Avondale's gone, this town still has such potential. And it almost it does inspire you on the spot to realize that Graniteville is going to come back.
Mm-hmm. We always think, and maybe you can talk about the foundation that Greg laid in 1840 is still there. Mm-hmm. Like, it's taken a few beatings and bruises and hits and chips, but it hasn't broken. And you see that in the people. My grandfather, I didn't realize this, my grandfather had worked in one of the mills for 40 years. Yeah. And you see the little tiny piece in there about him, and it's like, he was a tough man. I mean, these are tough individuals, but not tough and bitter, just tough. Absolutely. Just like the Tuskegee Airmen. It's like, we have a mission, we have a goal, and here we're going to go get it.
Well, Denton, you still feel that sense of hope when you walk around the town, don't you? That
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
we're down, but we're not out.
Absolutely, it's amazing that we've, like you said, did you get a lot of people from the community helping out? And it was amazing. We had people who would have given us the shirt off their back to help us out, just knowing what we were coming in and doing, and we were doing this in a positive light. We weren't focusing on the negativity surrounding the train wreck or anything like that, and just so many people were happy to have us come in. It was great.
You all, in addition to your movie making, also have done music videos over the year, and now you're up for 2 awards from BET in the gospel video category. I can't believe it. You're getting huge national exposure. In the brief time we have left, tell me about this, and when will you know if you won?
Well, we probably won't know till around October. And the funny thing is, this is the funniest thing about it, is
great.
I edited one of them.
Yeah.
Denton edited one of them. So we'll finally figure out who's more creative.
Yeah, it's
Finally get to see it.
It's true.
We had 2 friends of ours when we found out the news. One friend is very positive. He said, "This is incredible. You have twice the chance of winning." And another friend we have is very negative, and he said, "Man, now you have twice the chance of losing."
No, he looked at it that way.
Yeah, we're going to get those 2 guys together and create balance.
That's right.
So no, but it's exciting.
Well, best of luck with that, and best of luck with the debut at the Imperial Theater on July 9th. I hope everybody watching will bring a friend and go. And the productions that you all keep putting out are just first class. They keep getting better and better and better just when you think they can't. So congratulations on that too.
Thank you
for all your support, Brad. I've worked with this guy for a long time, and he's awesome.
Well, listen, we love
thank you very much.
Anytime, you got it. And remember us. Just remember us.
Yeah.
remember the little people. Bryton Entertainment, bringing it strong once again with Graniteville, past, present, and future, the 9th of next month. When the Means Report continues, a special study going on in Graniteville right now. 4 people impacted by that chlorine spill. We'll let you know how you can take part in a study, including thousands of dollars in free medical tests. Coming up.